and welcome to the Psychic Side, our weekly radio TV podcast here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Moonstruck TV, and Lightning TV, and other fine places on the internet. You know, we're the number one psychic radio network on Earth. You know, just saying. You know, just to let you know. But we're delighted to be here today. Today happens to be July 4th, and I want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July. You know, have a hot dog on me, and or 60 like Joey Chestnut did at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. He's won it again, I think, for the 16th time. And this year, he's just over 60, I think. That's not his record. I wonder what happened. I mean, maybe he had a little indigestion. I don't know. But we're happy to be here today, and I'm just pleased to continue to talk about the subjects that I find interesting, and I hope you do too. So, I always talk a little bit about what I did last week. I went to Miracles of Joy in Louisville, Texas, and had a lot of people come up and join me for my spirit gallery, and a lot of new faces. And I always like to see that because it means the word is getting out. So that's great news too. And sometimes I have people come to me after about 10 years and they'll say, I came to you for a reading and I thought you were crazy. And I said, well, that's not unusual. And then they said, everything you said came true. And I said, well, that's nice. I'm glad you're a repeat customer because after 10 years. So it's wonderful, though, that they come back. I appreciate that. So also, you might notice this little thing I have around my neck. It just happens to be a little medal I won for my book, The Angel Kitten That Saved Christmas. It's from the Indie Book Awards, the Next Generation Indie Book Awards. It was very nice of them to send me a medal. I wasn't expecting the medal, but hope it's not blinding you or anything. But I'm kind of proud of it. It's only my 19th international and national award for my books, but who's counting? So I just want to share that with you. This week we're going to be going to Fort Worth again. We'll be at the Holistic Fair there at Billy Bob's. And before I do that, though, we'll get to our caller in just a moment. I always talk a little bit about astrology, and I've talked a lot about Pluto and the upheaval it's causing and everything. And, there's upheaval going on in France, and that's kind of troubling because, last time in late 1700s when there was upheaval in France, we had the guillotine show up, so we don't want that to happen. But they're burning things, and they're pretty upset over there. So we wish them well. But this week, I want to talk a little bit about the planet Pluto. The planet Jupiter. I've spoken about Jupiter in the past, but Jupiter in your chart is a pretty significant transit. It stays in a house for a year. And so it does have time to influence you. It's one of the outer planets, probably what they would call the first outer planet beyond the personal planets, which are Mercury, Mars, Venus, and the Moon and the Sun. So those are the personal planets, and our outer planets begin with Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of luck, of spirituality, of expansion, and it has a 12-year cycle. So if you want to kind of gauge what was going on maybe 12 years ago, this will give you kind of an idea of the influence that Pluto has in your chart, because there may be things going on right now that are similar. And that's what the astrology does. Astrology will bring about cycles and different cycles that you can deal with. And if you haven't learned a lesson, then the lesson is harder to overcome the next time it comes around. And so that Jupiter cycle is one which is interesting because if you made money last time, you might make even more money this time. If you lost money, then you hopefully have learned a lesson, because Jupiter can be the planet of like overspending, or over expansion, So we don't have time to actually go through all of the houses, but just to give you an example, for instance, if Jupiter is transiting your first house, which is the house involving your body and self, you could gain weight, you know. And if Jupiter is natally in your first house, you could have had weight problems all of your life. Not necessarily, does sometimes it doesn't happen that way, but it's an indication that you could be kind of heavy set and could be frustrating to you if you don't have an explanation for it. That's just one. So we're going to go to Tabitha. I think Tabitha is called in, and where is Tabitha? Tabitha, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
Lancaster, California.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Lancaster, California.
Lancaster, California. Okay, I used to live in Lancaster, Texas. So Tabitha, I've had several things coming to me. So why don't you just go ahead and ask a question, because it seems to me, have you had some problems around your house lately?
Yes.
Okay, a flood or anything?
I had a flood. Yes, at my other house that I was at.
Oh, okay, because it just seems like you've had to deal with some issues around your house. So what question do you have for me today?
I'm open for anything. I'm just been going through a lot, so I'm just trying to.
What is your birth sign?
I'm a Libra.
You're Libra, okay. Well, Libra has just finished up, and Libra is it's going through that 29-degree Capricorn thing because it's affecting the cardinal sign. So you're at the end of an era. All the cardinal signs are having to deal with this, and it can hit you like a lead balloon. It can be tough. So this is a time for you to kind of make an assessment. This is a time to kind of write down where you are, because a lot is ending in your life. Now, this could be, I don't know, are you planning to move again? Is there something about leaving the place that you're at?
Yes.
Okay, because it just seems to me that this is the time to kind of just kind of be proactive and realize that you're in a transition, whether you want to be or not. And this is a transition where you are going to have to move. You are going to have to maybe even create a new life around some things that have been going on around you. And so if you may be even having people leave your life that no longer those relationships serve you. Okay. So if a relationship doesn't serve you, whether it be a relative or a friend or a relationship, it's best to just go ahead and accept it and move on and realize that better days are ahead. Because it's oftentimes when we hang on to things. Libra likes to adjust. Libra does not like to be rejected. Libra will bend over backwards to please people, and you run the risk of not being yourself. And so there's sometimes when you're just going to have to say, I'm setting a boundary, and you're going to have to say, I love myself more than I do the situation I'm in, and I'm going to move on. So I think you're a little bit of a self-critic. I think you have blamed yourself for a lot of things that are not your fault. And so I think that you accept the fact that you're near the end of an era, and it's going to take about 2 years to get all of this kind of figured out. And right now you have Jupiter is in Taurus, and so I don't know where that it lies in your chart. I don't know your rising sign, but with Jupiter being in Taurus, it's about you creating new possessions or maybe even losing possessions. So you need to figure out what you're wanting to keep and what you want to get rid of, and just lighten your load and look forward to the next scene. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I hope that was helpful.
Oh, it was. You just put it into place of what I got to do now.
Oh, okay. It puts in place some things you got to do. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, we talked a little bit about Jupiter being in the first house. Well, when it's in the second house, it's about possessions, and which is Taurus. Second house would be Taurus, the second sign of the zodiac. So, when you have that second house energy, which we're dealing with Pluto, it's amazing how these readings. I don't ask the people to call in. They call in and they tell me their sign and immediate boom. It's right there, and
Oh, yeah.
it it's just seems that like I say, the cardinal signs that are going through heck again because they're having to give up certain things and go to the next paradigm in life, and so it's something to just work with. If you're an Aries, if you're a Cancer, if you're a Libra or Capricorn, work with it and use it to your advantage if you can, and use the energy of Pluto. I mean Jupiter to your advantage as well. Find out where it is in your chart, and right now it's in Taurus. Find out what house that is for you in your natal chart, and see where you're noticing expansion. See where you're noticing that you have overindulged, and then you can make a determination of how to approach the rest of the year that it's in Taurus. So it's fascinating, and I hope that you'll look into it. And I'll be happy to do your chart for you if you don't know what it is. Just contact me at john@johncappello.com. Set up an appointment on my website, and we'll go through your chart and we'll go through the transits for you. This way, you'll have an
Okay.
idea of what's going on. So it sounds like Tabitha's still with us. So thanks, Tabitha. I appreciate your call. And
Thank
so
you
what I
so
want
much.
to do is we only have a few minutes or 30 minutes on our program, and so we want to also talk a little bit about mediumship because I'm also a medium, and and last week I talked a little bit about guides, and I talked a little bit about if you see them clairvoyantly and you notice what they're wearing, or you notice the type of individual or type of entity that they are, everything has a message to it. Everything. And so this week, though, I want to talk a little bit about your first guide. Your first guide is very special because a lot of times we notice them when we're a child. And I noticed mine as a child. And I noticed it. And then I didn't have anything to do with that guy until much later in my life. And it's fascinating for me to talk about the first guy because they're usually bigger than life. They're usually a spirit that is there to kind of shield you from the unknown, or shield you from other spirits, or things from the universe that really could cause some negativity for you, and that's why a first guide is usually hovers over your head and is huge, can be huge, and this is something that I think if a lot of people ask and they go, I don't know if I want to talk about this, but I had this huge dragon over me, and I don't know what it is. Should I be afraid of a dragon? Well, no, a dragon usually means good luck, good fortune, and so it's a fine first guide to have. So I notice we have another caller, and so with that caller, is it Virginia? Is it Virginia? Julian. Okay, I don't know where I got that up.
Juliet.
Juliet. Hi,
Juliet.
Juliet. I'm not Romeo.
Hello, John. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? So, you've been listening to the program?
I've been listening to the program, yes.
Okay. Do you know where Jupiter is in your chart?
No, I don't. I'm not
Oh,
too good on astrology. I'm an Aries.
you're an Aries. So, so you're going through what we've been talking about, that Pluto, that 29 degrees Pluto critical degree, which ending a chapter in your life. Is there something ending in your life? a period of time, or maybe like a section. You feel like you're going to a
Yeah,
new place.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Things weren't brilliant, and it's like I feel it's coming to an end in, I hope, for me.
I'm told I'm muted.
Oh,
So
sorry.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Good. Good.
Yes,
Good.
you was right. Something has come to an end. I haven't been very well, and I'm coming through it now. And I'm just looking. I'm quite spiritual myself, and I just wanted to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Hmm. Well,
Um,
has anyone recently passed away in your life? Something for Paul. Okay. Juliet, did someone recently pass away in your life?
um, it
Uh,
was my mom's
Your mom? Do you also have
sister's
a dad in
husband.
spirit? Do you also
Right?
have a
Yeah, my
dad?
dad's in spirit. Yeah, my dad's in
Okay,
spirit.
because it just feels like your dad wants to come in. Julia, it just seems like you just have not had any energy at all lately. Have you just felt like you just been kind of going through the motions and just getting done what you absolutely could get done, and it just feels like you want to get some energy back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, that is true, John. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, it just seems to me that the more you move around, and the more strength that you get back, the stronger you're going to feel. Have you not been working?
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. I've been working a lot because I just wanted to know if you can see a new spiritual job for me.
Well, it feels like you're going to be changing jobs, and it's like I say, you're at this end of an era. You're ending the place where and I'm not telling you to get a new job, so I want you to be very careful before you change jobs. It
Oh no,
just
I
feels
can
like,
do both because I'm a reader myself. I do read, and
oh,
I'm looking for another job. Like I'm just wondering when you can see that for me because they're supposed to be making contact. I was just wondering when you hear something.
hmm. Well, it seems to me that as you get stronger and you get a little bit more energy, you're going to get a different position outside of your reading, and and that you're going to feel a lot better about it. I also think you're going to be around some more positive people, because it seems to me you haven't been around the most positive people. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's right.
that's
Yeah,
right.
there's a
So
lot of scammers and all sorts. Yeah, it's been horrible.
yeah,
Psychic attack, I've been psychic attack and all that kind of thing. Just a lot of jealous people around me.
yeah, yeah. Well, Juliet, I'd like to see you get your chart done. There's so many fantastic astrologers in Great Britain. I mean, there's a lot of leadership there in astrology. In Great Britain. So you might get someone to take a look at your full chart, because you may be connected to some good astrologers and not even know it. With some of your metaphysical friends. But it just seems to me that be willing to accept the fact that some things are ending, and that a new paradigm, a new scene is getting ready to happen. And the energy of Pluto is transformational. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not like Uranian energy. Uranian energy is today it's one way, and tomorrow it's completely different. But Pluto is transformational, and this is something that is happening with you, and it's best to just allow it to happen, and be prepared for it. And I feel like you're already thinking in terms of creating some new opportunities for yourself, and I think
Yeah,
that's really
I was
good.
going to ask you. I was going to ask you about this spiritual, not my job, but it's sort of a business. I'm thinking of this. If I would hear from this particular person, I tried to get in contact with them today. I just wondering
Okay.
if you
Okay, are you? Is this about a relationship?
No, no,
Oh,
business. Regarding a business, it's a
PC.
social business I would like to do.
Hmm. Um,
I don't know if it'd be any good if I'm going down the right track with it, and if it would, I'm just want to sort of start it out small with a small website and have spiritual, you know.
I I think I think you're going down the right track spiritually. I feel like you there's some more networking that you're going to be doing
Yeah,
as
that's it. Yeah, you got
you know.
it.
So as long as you're doing a lot of networking and everything and talking to people, you know, and I'm not sure
Do
you're going
you
to be
think
doing
it
this full
be?
time.
Would you think the business be successful?
Well, I think you need to do it part time and have another source of income to supplement your spiritual work.
I'm just
Okay,
wondering, but would the website would it sort of grow
the
eventually?
website. Okay, I think the website's going to help you, but it just seems to me, this is the type of business that is takes time. It's like I was saying earlier. I have people coming back to me after 10 years, and I
Yeah,
kid them
I'm I'm
about being repeat customers, but but
yeah, I do as
because
well.
yeah, because it's hard to make a living when someone comes back once every 10 years.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah, I
delighted.
know.
I'm I'm delighted that they do. But it's that's why it's a matter of networking. It's a matter of getting out there and spreading the word, and then of course referrals. So I think you're on the right track with your spirituality. But like I say, since you're really just kind of, it sounds like you're just trying to get started or get your foot in the door in some
Yeah, I
ways.
want to
I
get
feel.
into America. I want to try network in America, get over there if I can, and various places, you know.
Hmm. Well, there's lots of opportunity here in the United States for psychics, that's for sure. And are you a tarot card reader or what?
Yeah, yeah, I am. I'm a medium.
A medium and tarot card,
I
yeah.
work hands free as well. I don't sometimes have the cards, but sometimes it
Hmm.
gives confidence with me, really, John.
Hmm. Well, people here love psychics and mediums from Great Britain. They just love them, and they're magnets for crowds. So if you did come to this country,
Really?
yeah, they would love you. They would just love it. Yeah,
Well, you
they
know,
just
John,
they.
I contacted another uh, place. Um, okay, okay. Yes, can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you. Yes, my screen
Yeah, I
froze
think
there
my
for a moment,
internet's
but
gone down a
you,
bit. Yeah, I think my signal seems to be bad in my area.
yeah.
It's gone
Well,
down a
you're
bit.
kind of breaking up on me, Juliet. If you want, you can contact me at john@johncappello.com, and we can do a chat or something, or just you can like me on Facebook, and we can do that. But I'm going to have to go. I've got a few more things I wanted to say on the air today. But I wish you the best of luck, and just stay
Okay,
positive
thank you, John. Thank you.
and
Lovely
realize,
speaking to you.
thank you. I
Bye.
appreciate that. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye. So, once again, we have another person, one of the cardinal signs, calling in today, and it's just fascinating. Another area that I'm kind of expecting are the mutable signs that I think I told you about uh, at least last week or a couple of weeks ago, about how Saturn has moved into Pisces, and so I'm finding that a lot of Geminis and Virgos and Sagittarians and Pisceans are coming to me with those types of issues. But as you can see, how the two callers we had today, they have major transformation going on in their lives. I mean, just a new lifestyle happening, and a new lifestyle is not bad. not unless you're going to prison, but we don't want that. But but a new lifestyle means you've been kind of in a cocoon, and it's ready for you to blossom, ready for you to move ahead. And it's also time for you to kind of call upon your first guide again, because that guide is the one that is there to love you, and that guide is there to take care of you and wants the very, very best for you. And a lot of times it's an angel, sometimes it's a dragon, sometimes it's a knight, sometimes it's another kind of warrior. It's amazing. So, that's something I'd like to hear from you if you want to share with me who your main guide is, because it's a wonderful thing. Now, I had one psychic tell me that, oh, you're making your guides work, and they're not there to work. They look exhausted. Well, they're there to be supportive. They're there to show you that you're being spiritually protected. But they're not going to go pick up a cup of coffee for you or anything, or tea, and they're going to be there to just be that spiritual support for you, and they'll be with you of your life, and some of them will only be with you for a period of time as when they're needed. And say thank you to our sponsor, Miracles of Joy, and make sure that you use their promo code PSO223 on their website. We're delighted that they're still with us here on the psychic side, and we'll be here for next week for another topic, and I'll tell you a little bit about what's going to happen the following week. Next week we'll talk a little bit about Goatman's Bridge, and I'll introduce to you a new little topic, our new little gift that I've been working on, and we'll talk to you about that next week. But thank you for being here. Be sure to like my Facebook page. I've been trying to work on my expansion, my audience expansion, that, or on Instagram, and I'm on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere, man. Everywhere you want to think. At least I try to be. So I'm going to be at the Holistic Fair in Fort Worth at Billy Bob's, Texas on Sunday, and I'll be doing aura pictures, and I'll be doing a lot of traveling this month in July. And once again, thank you for joining John Cappello here on the Psychic Side on the A1R Psychic Radio Network. Until next week, so long.